Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, whatever you want to call it. And welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Eat, Cry, Yeah. I'm your host, Kenalia, and I'm so excited to be back with y'all on another week to talk about all the things, all the ramblings, all the tea, all the news. You think of it, we've got it at some point going on in this podcast during the week. And, you know, I just, I feel like every week that I've started this podcast, I've been like, look, y'all, it's been rough. But I mean, that's the truth. Like, I am struggling to figure out what life is these days. And you know what, to be frank, like, today has been very much a vibe where I just need to put on PJs or sweats and just chill out and just be zen because people are pissing me off. Life is pissing me off. My pet is pissing me off. Like everything is just so crazy. And so it's like, it's feeling like one of those days, where you just need to put on some PJs, watch some Netflix and eat some comfort food. That's been my vibe this week. What's y'all's vibe been this week? Have y'all been stressed out at all? Has work, has life been getting to y'all? What's y'all's vibe? When I was thinking about what I wanted to do for this week's episode, I had all of these like very structured and like tailored things in mind. And then, today came and I was like, you know what? No, I kind of just feel like talking shit today. I kind of feel like just being just chill and just talking about what's on my mind, honestly. That's the vibe we're getting today. And I hope that y'all appreciate it. I mean, sometimes just winging it is the vibe of life. And that is going to be the vibe of today's podcast in tandem with, of course, this lovely pink box right next to me. Now, if you're only listening to this podcast, I have a very long, very, I'd say recognizable, very famous pink box seated right next to me. It's long. It's giving like Subway, like foot long, and it has black letters on the top of it. Can you guess what it is? That's right. You guessed it. Crumble Cookie. It is a Crumble Cookie box. Today, I am going to be trying Crumble's flavors of the week. Now, if you are on social media, you already know the vibe in terms of everybody's a food critic. Okay. It didn't just start with Keith Lee. I feel like there are a lot of people who like never got like actual credentials in trying foods. People just be going places and, if they vibe with the food, they let you know. And if they don't, they definitely let you know. And I feel like, it started with like Yelp reviews, you know what I mean? Yelp and like Google reviews. Like those were the places where people would go to give the real tea on food. But in the age of social media, Yelp and Google aren't good enough, okay? We've got to give y'all video, okay? We've got to let y'all see what we're eating. And we have got to give y'all real reactions. And so I've low-key, like, been keeping tabs on the Crumble app. I have it, but, like, I'm one of those people that, like, while I love baked goods, certain baked goods are only good every once in a while. And in my personal opinion, when it comes to Crumble cookies, they're baked goods are like hit or miss depending on the week and like depending on like what it is, like it's not like every single time you go it's like a hit it right out of the park kind of vibe. However, I have been keeping tabs on what the TikTok girlies have been saying about Crumble, and there are quite a few flavors that have come up over time where people are like, okay, these ones are always good, like they've never missed on this one. And so I was really aiming to try a few flavors like that, as well as some flavors that I've never tried before. And so today I have 4 flavors that I will be trying today. Now, for my visual peeps who are watching this podcast, I will give y'all a visual of what's inside my box. Okay. So we've got, starting at the lower left side, we've got the strawberry shortcake. It comes in like, it's one of those chilled ones that comes in like a box. Typically it's a separate box, but since I got 4 cookies, they put it all together. Fortunately, it got a little smashed on the top. We're just going to ignore that. But it comes in its own little like baked box, and there's cake in here, and it comes with whipped cream and like a strawberry jam on top. I'm really excited to try that one because this is one of those flavors that like I've heard a lot of positive reviews on that like seemingly comes through the rotation like quite a few times. I also have, it's a Oreo cake. I'm not quite sure, but it's like 2 cake rounds on top of some Oreo filling, and there is Oreo whipped cream on the top and an Oreo cookie. And then that's in the middle. And then right next to that, I've got a lemon poppy seed cookie. Now, I am a lemon poppy seed girly. Okay, I love lemon poppy seed. I've never had it as like a cookie, so I'm really excited to try that one. And then the final one I have is the confetti cookie, and it's just like a vanilla cookie with like confetti dough, and then there's pink frosting on the top, and then there is confetti on the top. Now, look. Y'all, sorry, I got a little whipped cream on my hand. Now listen, as I said, I am a baked good girly. Okay, I love baked goods. They are my guilty pleasure. However, I just try not to have too high of expectations when it comes to trying different baked goods because you just never know what you're going to come across. But it's okay. We're going to keep an open mind here. From the smell of it, they smell very like they just came out of the oven. Okay, we're already starting off on a good note. Visually, they're giving aesthetically pleasing. Like, okay, I'm going to taking out the strawberry sundae to try first. Baby looks good. Okay, I'm holding her. She's giving picture perfect. Okay, we're talking a square. We're talking whipped cream. We're talking the jam on the top. Still in place. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and try her first. Now listen, I'm going in here with low expectations. Okay, this will help to maybe set me up for success. You never know. We're going to go in for the first bite here. Okay, immediately upon like dipping this into the little box, it was very easy to wait, I'm dying at myself. It was very easy to slide my fork down inside of the box. Appearance-wise, it's giving aesthetic. There's a lot of whipped cream here, so I'm curious if that's gonna like overpower the bite. Let's go in for it. Let me get a little jam on it. Let's go in. Wait a minute. Hold on. We've got to go in for another. I'm a little surprised at what I just tasted here. I'm seeing like jam. So there's like 2 cake halves, right? And then there's like, it looks like there's jam on the inside and a little yellow something on the inside. I'm not sure what it is. Let's see. Okay. I have to say, I'm shook. We're on baked good number 1, and I'm already shooked. This thing is fresh. So much more fresh than I thought it was going to be. The strawberry jam is so refreshing. Like, it's almost as if they cut up the strawberries themselves and mixed it into the sugar mix, whatever it is, and just put it on. It tastes like a homemade strawberry jam. I'm very surprised. The cake is surprisingly moist. Like, no dryness here. I don't know if y'all can see, but the cake is giving buttery on her looks and succulent in the strawberry jam. Like, I am so surprised. It's very light. It's not heavy. The whipped cream is not overpowering. It's very light, but like just the right texture. This is definitely giving like a summery strawberry shortcake. Like, if anything, the cake is just a little bit thicker than a normal. Well, I can't even say thicker because I feel like it really comes down to each their own and how you like your strawberry shortcake in terms of like the cake batter and its thickness. But I would give this, girl, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. I am very surprised at how good this is. Wow. Okay. We are already starting off strong. I will say, though, a common trait with Crumble is that there should be very sweet. Like, almost like, am I going to get a cavity after eating this kind of sweet? You know what I mean? So we're just going to take some water really quick. While I'm waiting for my taste buds to gather themselves before I go on the next one, let me just tell y'all a little bit about what I've been seeing on the timelines lately. Okay, starting with, shoot, I feel like last week was kind of like when I started seeing headlines about this, but in general, our president, I hate to say our, let me say the president of the United States has been on one, just signing executive orders left and fucking right. And some of the newest ones that have come to light are rolling back DEI initiatives for federal employees, as well as pushing his motives on immigration and banning immigrants from the United States. And seeing reports of people being taken from their homes and being forced to be put on planes to go back to places like Colombia has been wild, because we have the Colombian president writing to the news and saying, hell no, y'all are not about to bring my people back like they're prisoners. You're not about to banish them as if they didn't deserve to be in the US. This is insane. And so you've got these two presidents going back and forth in the media. You've got Trump going ham on all of these asinine, outrageous, and downright racist initiatives that he is trying to sign into order. And it is just such a scary time. And the fact that we don't have the support in places like the Supreme Court, like in a lot of the positions that matter, is very frightening. However, we are seeing that 22 states are suing Trump and saying that his executive order that he's trying to institute, trying to get rid of birthright citizenship, is unconstitutional, which it is illegal, which it is. And seeing all of these different states come together and exercise something as massive as a lawsuit like this is huge, because it shows that, number one, there's hope. And number two, that we have more power than we think that we do when it comes to shit presidents who don't deserve to be in those seats. And baby, we're not even midway into 2025 yet. So that's been going on. You have the celebrity scandals of it all that are going on. You have world disasters like the fires in California that are going on. You have national sports championships, like all of these things going on all at once. And I feel like it's just so overwhelming. Like, it's such an overwhelming time in life right now, And so, I'm curious what y'all have been doing in the midst of the madness of like the world and life in general to like stay just like present and stay sane. What have y'all been practicing? Personally, I've been practicing a lot of mindfulness. I've been doing little things to like just let my brain just breathe. Like, I have this adult coloring book that I have that like literally you can just color in like while you're watching TV, or take some time within your day to just sit and do that. And on one end, it kind of like taps into like the childlike part in our brain, but it also just really helps with like decompressing and grounding. And I feel like that's something that I've really needed lately, is just grounding, because I've felt just so unsettled by so much that's going on. And then watching things that like don't force me to think. You know what I mean? Like, kids shows, or like funny movies, or like, for me, reality TV shows is one of those things I love to watch, because it doesn't require any chaos or extra thought process from my brain. All I have to do is watch and laugh at the behavior that I'm seeing, and boy, does that bring me joy. Okay, slight pause. We are now going to move on to the next cookie we want to try. And okay, I'm really excited to try the lemon, and so I'm going to go on for that one next. So, ooh, homeboy, she's thick. Okay. Now, lifting her up for my visual viewers to see. If you were listening to this is a yellow cookie. Well, okay, technically it's like vanilla light. But it's supposed to be lemon, so it has a little bit of like a lemon hue. And there's frosting on the top, like a glaze, and then there are the what are they called? Shit. Poppy seed. There are the poppy seeds on top. Okay, we're gonna go in for a bite. I'm not gonna lie, she's looking like much thicker than like I expected. I'm curious why she looks so thick. Let me take a bite. Hmm. There's a lot of things going on in my mouth right now. Um, First bite, it is well baked. The cookie tastes almost like a sugar cookie mixed with a lemon cookie. And I keep looking at the cookie because there's something on the inside and it looks really yellow. Why do I feel like there's yellow stuff all up in all of these cookies? Let me see. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Um, so I'm going to preface this by saying I am not a jelly-filled donut girly, okay? I am a regular donut girly. Don't put nothing in the middle of my donut, okay? Because if you do, it's going to overwhelm the fuck out of me. And yeah, there is filling inside of this cookie. Giving y'all a quick look. It is like a yellow jelly. That's the best way to describe the consistency. It looks like a yellow jelly. And it's not my cup of tea. Again, I don't like filling. I think it's way too much. I think it adds way too much sugar. And it's just a lot for my mouth to handle. But the outside of this cookie is cooked so well. The glaze is really good. It's light. You can barely taste it. But I do not like filling. I hate filling. So that ruins it for me. If I were to rate it overall, I would give it a 6 because, again, the filling is ruining it for me. But if it had no filling and if it was just a soft cookie middle, this would be a 9. This is really good. If you love lemon and if you like lemon poppy seed, this cookie is bomb. Okay. I feel like that one wasn't too overwhelming in taste and not too sweet. So next we're going to move on to the confetti cookie. I'm saving the Oreo one for last because I feel like Oreo and chocolate is a lot going on. And your taste buds needs to be prepared for that one. Okay, going in for the confetti cookie. Wow, she's thick. I haven't had crumble in a while, so maybe I just forget just how thick their cookies are, but this one looks even thicker. Look at her. She's giving a bad bitch. She got a little bit of a BBL on the side, and look at all of her frosting on the top. It's giving like a 2-inch cookie with pink frosting on top. I am scared that there is filling inside of this one. Oh, I'm getting nervous. Like I said, I hate filling, y'all, but we're gonna be brave. We're doing this for y'all, so let's see. Uh, no, no. First of all, it took me so long to bite that damn thing. That's how big that cookie is. Second of all, you go in between tasting like dough and like harder cookie mixed with the frosting. It's just too much. Like, it's too thick of a cookie. And I feel like there's not enough flavor in there to make it that satisfying. However, the frosting is really good. I will say that the frosting is it gives like a birthday cake frosting, but like better, like lighter, and not as like aftertaste tasting, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like a regular birthday cake has like an aftertaste, like a store-bought birthday cake, you know what I mean? But this one, it's a little bit lighter, a little bit sweeter, and it does complement the cookie well, but the cookie itself is not that good. So I'm rating that's a 4 out of 10. Like, I could have done without that. If the cookie was thinner and tasted more like confetti, well, this is supposed to be confetti. I'm talking the store-bought confetti cake. That tastes better than this cookie. That's how you know this shit is overpriced, okay? Anyways, 4 out of 10 for that one. Okay. Before we get to our last cookie in the batch here, let me tell y'all about these dates I went on this week because, I don't know. I think that I want my friends to set me up with someone, or I think I just need to move to another state because, we already know that the bar is low for quality men here. And not just here, in most places, but damn, like, I literally went on 2 bad dates back to back, and I was just like, do I have a sign on my forehead that just says, come here, shitty men? I'm available. Like, I be thinking that sometimes, but the first date, excuse me, ooh, see, that's that nasty cake. I mean, that nasty cookie coming back up. Don't eat the confetti one, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, my first one, I met up with this guy at this Italian restaurant, and I was already a little iffy on, like, looks wise. But remember, y'all, I said I'm trying to be open to like different kinds of men, right? And I'm really paying attention to the personality. He had a great personality, right? So like that's what we're focusing on. And we're just mentally preparing ourselves for what we're going to see. And if I were to describe this man's in like a non-shitty way, all I will say is that he had a very big head. And so much so that not only did he have like a physical big head, but a literal big head, like borderline narcissist. On top of that, this man had the nerve, 2 minutes into the date to low-key give me shit for being late on the date. Not me walking up. We're supposed to meet. We met at 6:00. Not me walking up at 6:04. 6:04. Homeboy's talking about, you can have the table chair and I'll take the booth since you were late. And I was like, oh, what? He was like, had you had been here on time, I would have given you the booth chair. And I was like, see, I already know where this date is going and it's starting here. Like, we're already starting on a low note. And it just gets worse and worse and worse from there, y'all. Like, this man low-key has fat phobia and is not in the best shape of his life, so how dare he? On top of that, this man takes pictures of strangers and makes them his screensaver on his phone without their permission. Red flag. And on top of that, I just felt like, how dare someone ask me on a date and then spend the whole time talking about themselves? Like, this could have been an email, like maybe if we would have spent one more day talking on the app, maybe if he didn't ask me on a date 3 days in, maybe in another day, I would have seen it. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been aware and I've been like, oh, hell no, this is not a date. But he definitely was trying to play the, oh, like, I'm so attentive, I listen to girls, blah, blah, blah. To spend the whole date talking about himself. Thankfully, we were only there for about an hour. We leave. Homeboy parked right in front of the restaurant. Like you weren't gonna walk a girl to her car? Mind you, we're in the safest neighborhood either, and I def had to park like 2 blocks down. But on second note, would I have wanted him to walk me to my car? In hindsight, it's fine. I appreciate when a man offers at least. You know what I mean? Because at least there's some sort of like saving what little respect I had for you. You know what I mean? But no, man's was disrespectful all around, waste of time. After that, I was just like, I think I might need to go on another one of these dating hiatuses because the dates are not given, the combos are not given, and life is already a mess enough that, like, do I want to add more drama? Like, I think I'm kind of at the point in, like, my dating experience where, like, I've gone through so much with trash men that, like, I finally got to a point where, like, I'm okay whether I'm talking to someone or not. Like, I would much rather be single than in a situation that is playing with my peace, my happiness, and my safety. Like, life, there's so many good things happening in life, and I feel like terrible situations with men can really try to fuck with that, you know what I mean? So I remember a time when I would think back on, like, how shitty dating is and, like, would be so upset, like, when I'd have bad dates because I wanted it so bad. Like, I want a relationship so bad. I wanted to find a good guy so bad. But I think at that time, it was more like, I need that versus I want that. And I think that there's, like, a wide, well, not even a wide, but there's a vast difference between needing something because you see that as fulfillment versus wanting something, i.e. something in it, like, it's just something that's in addition to, not something that consists of the other. And so that's on growth, baby. That's on therapy. That's on healing, growing, flourishing. And I love that for us. Okay. So I say all that to say, if you're in a dating lull, like some of us are, just know that it's just so much easier to get to a place where you're okay regardless. And you don't really need a man. You just want someone who will complement your life. Like, framing your mind and framing your experience to focus on that versus someone to fulfill you is just so much lighter and takes off a lot of the pressure for something to happen right away. Although we're human, although like, yeah, it would be better to like have someone to go do stuff with all the time. And although it'd be better to like not feel lonely sometimes, unfortunately, like that's a part of the human experience, you know? And it is up and down escalator of fun, lulls, and sadness sometimes. But I think what our intentions are really matter, and how we're filling our cup outside of that matters. And so I'm curious to hear like what y'all do to fill up your cup being a single girly, or back when you were a single girly, if you're someone who's married or in a relationship now. What did you do as a single girl to like fill your cup and get through the dating lulls of life? Because I know that we've all been there and it is very difficult. And so I would love for people to share any tips they have in the comments, either on my Instagram, ECY_podcast, or in the comments on Spotify and or on YouTube. Help a girl out, help your friends out, and drop any advice that you all have for how you guys navigate the dating lulls. Okay, we are moving on to our final cookie. This is the Oreo cake. I want to say it's Oreo cake. I don't think it's an Oreo cookie. I actually think it's a cake because the Oreo cookie is on the top. Now, at first glance, this one is a little, not melted, but she's she's an interesting. I think she might have got smushed in the car when I was driving earlier, so maybe that's my bad. Visually, though, she's not as appealing as the others, but we'll just blame myself for that. When I'm going in with my fork, yeah, it definitely gives cake. It's giving like, if an Oreo cookie was made into a cake, this is exactly what it would look like, in my opinion. It's black cake with some filling in the middle, and then there's also some like chocolate frosting on the top and on the middle. So let's go on for a bite. Wow. Um, it honestly tastes exactly as I just described it. It's an Oreo cake. Think of Oreo cookies, but in cake form. And with the middle is like it tastes better than the regular Oreo filling. I can't quite tell what that flavor is. I want to say it's like a vanilla. Mm, it's cream cheese. It's a cream cheese frosting in the center and on the top. It's really good. It's not too thick. It's pretty light. The cake batter, the cake thickness is much thicker than the fucking confetti cake, so it's already doing better. But I would say if you love Oreo, you would really love this cake. If you don't like Oreo, it's giving what an Oreo would give. So personally, because I don't love Oreo that much, I give this a 3.5 out of 10. This isn't my favorite, but I really like the cream cheese filling. I think it really adds to it and elevates it a little bit. But all in all, it tastes exactly how an Oreo would taste in cake form. That's exactly how I would describe it. So all in all, if I had to rate this box, y'all, overall, these flavors, I really loved 2 out of the 4 flavors. And so that's only a 50% for me. But I have to say that these flavors, outside of the confetti cookie, are actually worth trying. I would definitely say order the lemon, especially if you love a filling. Definitely order the strawberry shortcake. That thing is bomb. The Oreo, I could go without that one. I could go without that one, and the confetti, I could go without that one as well. Well, y'all, that's our episode for today. I really just wanted to spend some time to touch base with y'all and eat some snacks. I'm definitely gonna fuck up the strawberry shortcake one later, but I just wanted to make sure that y'all had a little touch point with me this week and a little check-in. And as I mentioned, I hope y'all are finding ways to like tap into your mental health and or navigate the dating lulls however you see fit. And so if I were to give some advice this week, I would say go out and get your favorite dessert. Whether you are a baked goods girly, whether you're a fruit girly, whether you're a yogurt girly, or whether, you know, your favorite dessert is something like physical, go out and do that. I think we all need to go out and treat ourselves. And so whatever distraction works well for you, do that. Protect your peace and don't let nobody disturb your peace. As hard as that is, your peace is yours and you have so much to offer this world. And so I hope y'all are being safe out there. I hope y'all are being kind to yourselves. And I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts if you get a chance to try these crumble cookies. I hope that you loved today's episode. You know the deal. Follow me at ECY_podcast. Rate this podcast on YouTube, on Spotify. Tell your friends. And I hope you guys have a great week. See you next time.